Hi everybody, welcome back to my garden. My name's Nicholas. Today I have a list of things I would like to do, but I don't know what we're going to be able to do because it all depends on my greenhouse door. In the winter I have this problem every year and I struggle through, and then in the summer I think, oh, it's better now, but the problem isn't in the summer. So let me just show you what the issue is and what I guess our options are to fix that issue. The frame of the greenhouse is wood, the door is wood, and then the bottom entrance is brick. So in the winter, well, I can show you what I've already had to do. So I've had to trim off, whittle some of the wood down so that I could get the door open. And the issue is right now, not side to side, so the door will close right here, but it's just really tight up top and then at the bottom. In years past, what I was able to do is actually pull up the entrance brick floor, and then it was able to swing freely until it warmed up, and then I put the bricks back and then just carried on. And that's probably what I'm going to have to try to do again, although I tried to do it the other day and the ground was so frozen that I couldn't get the bricks up. So I don't know what I'm going to do, but I'm going to have to get in the greenhouse because I need to water some stuff that's in there. And then if all of that is successful and it works, I would really like to start some more seeds. I have some winter jugs that I've started, or I have some milk jugs or water jugs that I've used the winter sowing method. I've started some of those, and I would like to start some more. But then I also think I would like to do some trays. I don't know. So let me show you the winter sowing jugs that I have already. As you can see, we're still covered in snow, but we're having like a heat wave today, so it's gonna melt. And by heat wave, I think it's supposed to be 37. But I'm telling you what, it feels great out here. Like, I'm about to take this jacket off because I'm warm. But here's where our jugs are, just waiting until it warms up a little bit for them to grow. And then I wouldn't mind starting like my geranium seeds early right now, just so that they can have a little bit of size on them before it's time to, plant them out after the last frost. But we'll see. It all depends on what happens with this door. What probably needs to happen in a perfect world is the floor needs taken up, and then it probably, not the whole floor, sorry, that would be absolutely madness. Just the entrance floor. It needs taken up and then lowered a little bit. And I think that should fix a lot of the issue. And then what I can do is either take a little bit off the door, off the top, or the trim, take some off of that. So I know what I need to do in a perfect world if it was warm and nothing was frozen, but it's just, we'll see what we can do today. And here are some of the jugs that I have to plant seeds in. I think I have 12 more jugs. Honestly, even if I could just get those done and whatever the door situation is, I would be happy. But we'll see. I'm trying to think what I should do, because if I could just get this door open enough, I could take off the hinges and then just take some off the top and the bottom of the door. But the only way I'm going to be able to do that is if I take this floor up and the floor is frozen to the ground. And I have to figure something out today because like today is 37 and I think tomorrow is similar. And then after that it plummets back down to single digits. I'm going to see if maybe I can do some like boiling water on the bricks to get them enough, like warm enough so that they'll unstick from the soil and then I can just lift them up. And then after that, it should be easy. That's the part that's going to be rough. That's the only thing I can see in my mind that's going to work. So that's what I'm going to try. Now I'm probably going to just be playing in the mud. One brick. I guess we got to start somewhere. I need more hot water. But I think that is going to work because it loosened it up a lot. It's all the way open. It still catches at the top right here. So I'm going to scrape it or do something. But at least it's open. And then what I'm going to do, I think, is I have a bunch of bags of gravel. And I think I'm just going to do a gravel pad right here because, at least for now, because that can, I can take out some, I can put some in, depending on, if it's low or high or whatever, and then it'll be more adjustable at least. But because I don't want to just leave it mud right here because it would just be a muddy mess. So yeah, I mean, it's a disaster and it looks gross and it's not like perfect like I like my greenhouse to look, but when it's winter and everything is harder, you just have to make decisions, and this is the decision I made. So I'm going to probably leave this set of bricks right here and probably just leave these because they don't get caught by the door. And I think I'm going to grab the bags of gravel and just lay it down so it's at least a little bit tidier. And it's currently 75 in there, if you guys were wondering, even with the door open. I don't know, I think I might take up these bricks just because I think it'll at least look better in the interim. I put down 2 different types of gravel. One was like a thicker one, or a bigger one, and then one was smaller. And I kind of just like mixed them together because I didn't like the big ones by themselves and I didn't really like the little ones by themselves, so I did a mixture. It's the same thing I did with around my raised beds. I'll pop a picture up in case you want to see what that looks like. So now I have to load up all the bricks and fix this door and maybe do a little bit of seed starting, but probably not a lot. So the door still catches right at this spot where I've already, trimmed some of the trim. So my 2 options are, well, I guess there's 3. I could take that trim piece off and then raise it up, but I risk breaking the trim piece, and that sounds like more than I want to do. Or I could trim some of the door, but then that means taking the door off and trimming that. But I think what I'm going to try to do is just take a knife and kind of like, I don't know, shave off some of that door frame so it'll fit, and then it'll look like it'll look like I did something, to it now, but when I go and stain it again, like in spring or whatever, or whenever it's warm, I don't think you'll be able to tell. And I feel like that's the route I want to go because it sounds easier. I don't know why I always have to do things the hard way. Like, why am I trying to whittle it with a knife when I have a battery operated sander? It's just, I guess I like to make everything hard. I forget how this goes. Oh. Guess what? That's good enough. It shuts to the point where I don't have to constantly break the door, because that's what was happening. And I don't want to break this door because this door is like old. That was one of the main things that I wanted when I got this greenhouse, was I wanted like an antique door, just because I thought it would look cool. And I don't really want to get rid of it. If I ever did get rid of it, the only thing I think that would be nice to trade it out for is if I could get one of those doors where it's split in half, or like there's a top part you can open and then the bottom part. But I would still like to have like a window in them. So I haven't even looked to see if there's those kinds of doors that have windows, but I'm sure that there is, because there's everything now these days. So let's just do maybe a couple jugs. for winter sowing, so I can at least feel like I got something accomplished other than this door. Okay, here's my tidy tray, and it already has a mixture of seed starting soil and regular potting soil, because that's how I like to do, honestly, a lot of my seeds. I just feel like in the greenhouse with the heater that blows constantly, it kind of dries it out. So instead of just doing straight seed starting soil, which would like dry up really quickly, I like to use a mixture so that I have like, I don't know, I meet somewhere in the middle. So I have soil. We'll grab a couple jugs. I need some seeds that are perennial in my area, or seeds for plants that are perennial in my area. I don't even know what I've already started, but it doesn't really matter. I like to just have a lot of stuff. I forgot I had these. Okay, well, I decided on 4 because I can't do anything, you know, like I say I was going to. So this is a tall purple garden phlox, and I don't know the exact variety, but I can show you a picture, or I think I can find a picture that's in my garden, and I just collect seeds from them. So maybe someone knows for sure what they are. And then I was going to do this butterfly weed, but I think that this takes, it says 365 days to bloom, so it wouldn't bloom this year, which is fine. And then this is, it says Foxglove Beardtongue, but it's pretty, I think it's Penstemon. And it's like a traditional white one. And then lastly, Maximillian Sunflowers, because I have this area next to my neighbor's house where he has a bunch of chicken coops, and I would really like to cover that, So that's what we're going to do. I am going to, okay, so what I was saying before was I have my tidy tray with my soil, milk jugs, a knife. I like to use a scissors too. I'll show you why, but it's just because I'm particular. You guys probably aren't that particular. And then we need some tags, and I have a garden marker. The first thing I do is punch holes in the bottom. I do 4. You could do whatever you want. I kind of do an X, and then I will bend a piece of it so that there's a bigger hole. Last year was my first year winter sowing, and I was very skeptical. I didn't think that it would work. It didn't make sense in my mind. But I think the thing that people get stuck on, and what I got stuck on initially when I first heard about it, is I thought that people were putting seeds in the soil and setting it outside, and then also in the dead of winter that they were going to grow inside the jug. But that's not what happens. The seeds just sit in that jug until they think it's warm enough to start sprouting, and the jug just keeps them a little bit more protected than they would be outside. So it's like a tiny greenhouse. That's all it is, really. And it just gives you a little bit of a jump start on your seeds. And then it's also a way that you could grow without a greenhouse. So I also wanted to say that it's very important to punch your holes in the bottom of your milk jugs, because Last year, I can't remember the number, but I know it was over 60, like over 60 jugs that I started. And I thought I punched holes in all of them, but I didn't. It was like getting to spring, things started to sprout, and everything was looking so good. And then we had a really big like rain, like a couple days of a bunch of rain. And I went out and the whole jug, it was like 2 jugs, I think, were completely full of water and completely ruined my plants that I had in those 2 jugs. I guess while my hands are clean, I can go ahead and make my tags. All right, and then what you want to do is just cut pretty much halfway through your jug. This is where my being particular doesn't really help me very much, but I don't want to have like a totally crooked line, so I make a slit with my knife and then I go around with scissors because I feel like it's a better, more even cut. And I'm just going to leave a little bit left so that it can talk to you. Alright, they're all cut and put holes in them. So now I'm just going to almost fill this with soil. Almost to the top, maybe like with 1/2 inch clearance, I would say. I gotta grab my scoop. Alright, and then you just want to follow your instructions on your seed packet for planting depth. Water it in really well, and then I use duct tape, and then you just put the duct tape around the cut that you made. So I do have a tag on the inside, but I do like to write what it is on the outside as well. 4 more types of seeds started. It's moving forward. I'm just going to plop these down right in the snow. Just like that. So now I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. 22 different types of plants that I've started already, and it's January, and I'm not using any of my greenhouse space. So it's so helpful. That's how loud the heater is, if you guys were wondering. Well, thank you guys for following along for what was a maybe mess of a video. I didn't know what I was going to do, but we got stuff done. And I know it's not the most exciting thing, fixing my greenhouse door, but like, I can't tell you how much like better it feels. Like I literally feel a weight off of me, because I was stressing so badly about how I couldn't get my door open, and I was going to break my door, and I couldn't get it open to water my plants and my seedlings that I have going on in here. So it was a stressor for sure. But knowing I'm able to open it now and do what I need to do, that feels good. So I'm just going to water some stuff in here and go inside and take it easy for the rest of the day. So I will see you guys very soon. Keep learning and keep growing.